to a new episode of Journey of a Christian Writer. In this episode, I'm going to go over 8 helpful ways to drive traffic to your books without social media. These are just some additional things that I'm going to be going over. Some have probably already used some of these different methods, but I'm just going to mention them anyways and just explain why they can actually be helpful with driving traffic to one's books. The 8 things that I'm going to go over are lower price or price changes, chapter readings, also by page, free or sold prequel, free or sold sequel, affiliate marketing, email marketing, and updating your book or metadata. The first thing that I'm going to go over is for lower price or price changes. Prices vary and can contribute to how many book sales that authors actually get. Writers can experiment by lowering or raising the prices of their books, or by offering special sales or discount codes for a limited time sales that they have on their books, which can create a sense of urgency around their books and may inspire some people to take a chance at getting a special deal. So it can be a good way and a good strategy for one to be able to drive more traffic to their books. Now, it may be harder to change the prices of their books depending upon who they publish through, because it's a lot easier to change the prices of their books through KDP than it is through Ingram Spark. And this is because of the different restrictions that Ingram Spark has on their books, which determine how much your book will cost, such as the printing costs, the wholesale discount, page count, and all those types of things can determine and estimate how much your book will cost, as well as how much you will get in your compensation. Because I know I've had to make some alterations on the price of my books, or one of my books. I've had to do that just to keep my compensation from going into the negative. So you may have to increase the price of your books, and with Ingram Spark in particular, their books can be pretty expensive, which is why it's a good idea that authors actually sell their books themselves as well. That way they're able to actually lower the cost of their books. Especially like for the hardbacks, because hardbacks through Ingram Spark, they can be really expensive even just for children's books. So it can be a good idea for authors to actually sell their books themselves. That way they have more control over the actual price and can actually drive more traffic to their books and make more book sales themselves. So that's just one way that authors can actually drive more traffic to their books. The next thing that I'm going to go over is for chapter readings. Chapter readings can be a fun and easy way to promote, introduce your book, and request reviews for your books to the public eye. And just be a simple way to be able to engage readers into your story. If they like the sample, because that's pretty much what it is, it's like a sample that you're giving to the public. If they like the sample of your book, they may be inspired to actually get a copy, which can then in turn lead to a book review. So that's just something simple that authors can do, and it can be a really good idea to do that, aside from the fact that they do have some look inside features. For technology, there are some of these features where they don't actually show any of the chapters. They just show the title page or the copyright page, and they don't actually show a sample of one's book. So it can be a good idea to be able to, share a sample yourself as the author, and not only just that, but also explain why others should buy your book and who your book is actually targeted for, who your target audience is for this particular book. So it can be really helpful to do that as well, and just take the time to talk about your book and share a sample, like maybe set up a cozy setting or something. Get a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you like to drink and just read some of your book to the public. You don't really see too many authors doing that, and I think it's just a really good and interactive way that authors can actually collect and get more book sales and reviews. Not only just from the comfort of their home, but even like during public events or things like that, they can also, read samples of their chapters or whatnot, which some authors do, but it's just not as common as it seems like it used to be now. But being able to do chapter readings is another good way to drive traffic to one's books. A third thing that authors can do is just using an also buy page. This is a very simple thing that you can include within your book interior. It's just putting an also buy page and listing all of your publications. If readers like your latest release, they may be inspired to actually check out some of your other books. So having an also buy page can be a very simple but helpful thing, with you being able to get more book sales and in turn more book reviews. So that's just a third helpful thing that's very simple but can also be used to drive more traffic to one's book without using social media. A fourth way that authors can drive more traffic to their books is by having a free or sold prequel. As I mentioned before, a prequel is a work that's related to an original book or novel that contains the same characters or story world. If you have like a novel and you write a prequel based on that novel, in the back of the ebook of that format in particular, you can put and embed a hyperlink that leads to your free or sold prequel, which can then drive more traffic to that story. And the same thing applies for a sequel as well, which is a secondary work that's related to an original work or novel. You can actually link to the back of your original book or novel that in turn actually leads to more traffic to your sequel. And it can be a really helpful way not only to get more book sales, but also to actually get email subscribers. So just including these types of things, using a prequel or a sequel inside of the back of your book can actually be helpful in both of these types of ways. As this diagram shows, an example of my prequel and my debut novel, it can be helpful with getting more book sales as well as getting email subscribers. The sixth thing that I'm going to go over is for affiliate marketing. For those that aren't aware of what this is, affiliate marketing is when writers or other people use visual or written content to promote products. And based on the links that they share, whenever someone uses their link to make a purchase, they will actually get a small commission for that. So writers can actually use this method within blogging, or if they have a newsletter, they can put links inside of their written content that actually leads to their Amazon page or that leads to other book pages that they have. It can be a really good way for them to actually drive more traffic to their books and be able to get more book sales and in turn more reviews. So it's just a simple way that writers can be able to get and drive more traffic to their books. They can do this through blogging as well as other things, such as if they have a channel on YouTube, they can actually use affiliate marketing through that as well. But that is another good way that writers can drive more traffic to their books. An easy way to be able to get into affiliate marketing is by signing up with Amazon's Associates program. As you can see here on the screen, you can actually sign up with their program in order to be able to take part in this affiliate marketing program. The next thing that I'm going to go over is for email marketing, which is probably the most helpful way that author can drive more traffic to their books, aside from social media marketing or just word of mouth. And there are different reasons for this. According to Thomas Umstead, I think that's how you pronounce his name, of Arthur Media, email marketing actually has a 10 times better conversion rate and is 100 to 1,000 times more effective than social media for authors in particular. So if you don't have an email list, I do recommend that you have one and start putting one together, because it can really be helpful to you and your author career, which is why I'm in the process of putting together my own email list. Having an email list is a really good idea for authors because, for one thing, it's more reliable than social media, as sometimes social media shuts down, and that can cause you to lose contact with your readers. But having an email list is something that you own, so you don't really have to worry about those types of issues. It's also a good way for you to be able to get people to take more action on buying your book and to get more sales through using an actual email list. Having an email list is also helpful because you don't have to worry about going against an algorithm, which is constantly changing. So it's less competitive having an email list, and it's something that can be helpful with you actually building a more personalized and authentic community around your books, as well as being able to target your ideal readers, because it's only going to be those who are actually really interested in your books that actually signs up and gives their email list. So it can be really beneficial to have an email list, in particular for authors, and something that I highly recommend if you don't, whether you use social media or not, it's really a good idea to have an email list as well. And the last thing that I'm going to go over is for updating your book or metadata. This one can be extremely helpful with driving more traffic to your books, as the book industry is always constantly changing and there's always new books and new authors coming out, so it's a really good idea to stay up to date and to improve for example, your keywords and your categories for your SEO or search engine optimization, which can help with your visibility and your search results. So as far as your metadata, it includes pretty much your book cover, your title, your book description, your ISBN number, and like keywords and categories. All those types of things are included within your metadata. and can be really helpful if you update this information. It can be really helpful with you being able to drive more traffic to your books, which is something that I in particular am in the process of wanting to do for my debut novel, is to do a second edition and to be able to update different things as far as my book For Eva's Promise. So those are pretty much all of the different 8 things, 8 helpful things that can be helpful with driving more traffic to your books without social media. And just for a simple bonus tip, just writing more books can be helpful. Because the more books you have, the more book sales you can actually get and be able to accumulate. So just simply writing more books can be helpful. But those are pretty much all the different things that I have for this video. I hope it was helpful, and until next time, happy writing. My publishing company, Risen Halo, is now on Pangobooks. Pangobooks is an online platform where readers can get used books at discounted prices. Are you an avid reader? Interested in getting my Christian fiction books at discounted prices? Then follow my shop to get the notifications on special sales. God bless, and thank you for your support.